Hello and welcome to Parliament Weekly, your home for the biggest, juicy and most important news out of the Nigerian Parliament every week. I am Sharon Ebwesomi. After 3 months as ministers, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, on Wednesday declared the seats of Senators Dave Umahi and Gaidam Ibrahim vacant. Mind you, this is coming 126 days and 140 days since Umahi and Gaidam left the Red Chamber respectively. Both men held to their seats till now, which at some point began to feel concerns in their senatorial districts and among political observers. Excuse me, sirs and ma'as. Abeg, wetin can happen to the salaries from the Senate all these 3 months? Abi, una donate am join for victims of Kaduna bombing? Na question I ask o. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate how the sum of 10 billion naira was disbursed to take out of school children off the streets under the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. This decision was sequel to a motion on the need to investigate funds disbursed for the Alternative School Program, Better Education Service Delivery for All, At-Risk Children Program, and Interventions Program for Out-of-School Children from 2016 to date. This motion was sponsored by Rep. Tijani Kayode. Leading the debate on the motion, Rep. Kayode said the issue of out-of-school children in Nigeria remains a persistent challenge, despite efforts from the Nigerian government, international development partners, and non-governmental organizations to address it. He also noted that in 2022, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, ranked Nigeria third among countries with the highest number of out-of-school children, recording almost 20 million Nigerian children caught up in the web. This matter, it ties strong wrapper, because I remember that I have specifically talked about the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria and all of that in one video. Well, according to him, a similar intervention by the World Bank worth $750 million was assessed and utilized within the last 4 years through Better Education Service Delivery for All for the enrollment of out-of-school children in Nigeria, adding that in 2021, the government introduced the At-Risk Children Program, requiring hundreds of billions of naira in expenditure. Also, the Senate on Wednesday swore in Simon Bako Lalong of the APC as the senator representing Plateau South Senatorial District in the 10th National Assembly to replace Senator Napoleon Bali of the PDP. Now, if you recall, Napoleon Bali was also serving his first term. However, the Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Jos sacked him and declared Lalong, who is a former governor of the state, as the winner of the vote. His tribunal victory was on the ground that the previous results of the election did not reflect the will of the people and refusal to carry out lawful order of court.
I, Simon Bako Lalong,
do solemnly swear
that
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria
and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Now, with Lalong joining his colleagues, the gang of ex-governors in the 10th Senate has risen too. The Senate has also called for more funding to the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to enable officials embark on essential trips to woo investors into the country. This call was made by the Senate Committee on Trade and Investment, chaired by Senator Sadiq Umar, while presenting the report of budget for the ministry on Tuesday. Recall that there was a public outrage over recent media reports which said the ministry plans to spend 1 billion naira on a foreign trip to woo investors to Nigeria. The Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment, Doris Uzoka Anite, is proposing to spend over 1 billion naira on a trip to Geneva next year. Now, during the defense, Oshiomhole questioned the rationale behind the minister's plan to spend over 1 billion naira on a trip to Geneva amidst economic hardship that has forced many Nigerians into poverty. However, the chairman of the Senate Appropriation Committee clarified that the money is not for a single trip. Now, watch this.
There is one major thing that I've seen in all the committees that I've attended, and this is something the Senate has to look at. Every time Nigeria has to travel, including your ministry, we always have the largest delegation of Nigerians to trade missions. Now I see in your proposal, you have trade mission in Geneva, and you are going to spend almost over 1.something billion naira to maintain your Geneva office, which means ideally you have trade experts in that office. And when I used to go to Geneva, where Nigerian ministers come with 30-man delegation, America will use their trade officers in Geneva to attend those meetings. They are just pure technical people. In Nigeria, the minister will lead the delegation, and by the time you multiply now, I don't know what the ESTA code is now, times 1,000, whatever it is, you'll find that ministers in trying to help put their people on trips, they don't attend the meetings, and they spend most of that time shopping.
The House of Representatives has urged for the use of the Chinese yuan as an official exchange currency as a way to mitigate the continuous depreciation of naira. The House made this resolution on Wednesday, December 20, 2023, following the adoption of a motion moved by Rep. Jafaru Gambo-Leko on the need to adopt Chinese yuan currency to mitigate the impact of the naira's depreciation. In his lead debate, Rep. Leko observed that the harsh economic realities caused by substantial change in the naira to dollar value have seriously affected the living standard of citizens in the country. After a debate on the motion, the House directed its Committee on Banking Regulations, Banking and Other Ancillary Institutions to ensure the full implementation of policies needed to allow for the use of the Chinese yuan as an official exchange currency reserve alongside other international currencies. The committee, according to the House, is to work with the Central Bank of Nigeria to ensure the implementation of the required policies and mechanisms. This is where we wrap it up on this week's episode. You can check out our website at orderpaper.ng for more parliamentary related stories and lots more. See you next week.